Welcome everyone to our presentation, and thank you so much for being here, for taking the time. I'm sorry that there was some scheduling difference on the last minute basically for today, but I'm so glad that every one of you is here. And if you have any questions, like our colleague said before, just put it in the Q&A section and we will answer it later on. I will just jump right in and tell you about our beautiful university with the long name. So we are called the Friedrich-Alexander-Universität Erlangen-Nürnberg. The reason for this name is because the university was basically founded by Friedrich and then also by his friend Alexander. They were Margraves, and this all happened in 1743, and ever since then our university has continuously been growing. We have especially ended up specializing on things like research, for example. So we are the #1 innovator in Germany, for example, as you'll be able to see on a couple of the slides later on. And you can also see our university motto, which is moving knowledge. And we are really devoted to just, as I said before, to being one of the largest research universities in Europe, to be innovative, as innovative as possible. And we try to commit to combining the theoretical knowledge with practical opportunities and to really improve the way in which we teach. Just to give you an overview of where FAU is located, you can see that we are right at the center of Europe. We are in southern Germany, where you can surely find some stereotypes about that. But the good thing about it is that we're really close to a bunch of countries like Czechia, like Italy, like France. There's a bunch of students usually going down to Switzerland to do a lot of great research. Vacationing everywhere in the world is possible too. So both for leisure and for your academic endeavors, FAU is really just a perfect place to be. And to give you more of an introduction of FAU, just so you'll be able to know what size it is, what kind of like the amount of study programs that we offer, I have this little slide for you. So you can see that we have almost 40,000 students that are studying at our university. We have 5 faculties that are split between 2 cities. I will be talking about that on the next slide. And you can see we have a lot of degree programs, lots of professorships, and we also have over 7,000 international students. So about a quarter of our university is actually international. I think like 20% of enrollments last winter semester were from international students. So if you decide to come here, then you will really have a great place to study, a great community. And also what a lot of foreign students report, or like international students report, is that they feel really safe in Erlangen and in Nürnberg. They feel pretty welcome. There are, things they struggle with, like German bureaucracy. But in terms of the people that they meet, they say that usually it's all very friendly. And now to give you an overview over what we offer. So all of the faculties, all of the 5 faculties that I've talked about, they are present in Erlangen. So you can see that, I hope the letters are not too small. But in Erlangen, you can find the Faculty of Sciences, you can find the Faculty of Engineering, and this is where Mrs. Moore will be talking a little bit more about that in a few minutes. There is also the Faculty of Medicine and our large research hospital, and the Faculty of Humanities, Social Sciences, and Theology, which actually also has teaching, like a Center for Teacher Education for pedagogy. I don't know what it's called in like English, but pedagogy or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Pedagogic in Nürnberg, so they have that as well. And also what Nürnberg is most famous for is the School of Business, Economics, and Society. This is where we have all of our economics classes, our business classes, and where our student and today's representative is from. This is Julia Lastowitz, and she'll be talking about this faculty later. So the second part of this faculty is the School of Law. Obviously, law studies are happening there. But they also have some more international programs, like, for example, we do have a degree in French and German law, for example, that you could, branch out into if you want to. So, if you're interested in any of these topics, then FAU will be for you. Now, unfortunately, because of the scheduling, Mr. Patrick Stör, who was set to present the Faculty of Sciences, can unfortunately not join us today. But you can see that we do have a wide selection of programs in German at the Faculty of Sciences. You can see that we have 12 bachelor's programs, 14 master's programs. And what they do require for, in order to be able to study it, is a reduced DSH2. So you would need slightly better written knowledge than spoken knowledge. And this is what they accept for, I don't know if it's most or all of the study programs in German at the Faculty of Sciences, but this is just a guide for you, so to speak. Now, regarding programs that are taught in English, you can see an overview here. I hope, once again, that the letters, the writing is big enough. Yeah, and basically they offer a lot. And a lot of these study programs really just, it being the Faculty of Sciences, are just really important to life, to everyday life, to our future as well. They have great programs in, your standard study programs such as physics, but they also have really great research going on in the field of climate and environmental studies, and the Faculty of Engineering does as well, actually. They have things such as integrated immunology, which obviously, was probably a pretty interesting field to study, during the pandemic and stuff. They have the integrated life sciences, data sciences, for example, is also a very popular study program at the Faculty of Sciences. And so this is just a selection of those study programs that you could study entirely in English. Yeah, and you would need a B2 level of English in order to be able to study those. And if you are opting for a master's program directly, so one of these master's programs, then you would need some kind of a bachelor, obviously, in a related field. But there are also bachelor's programs. Like I said, data science is a famous one that is available in both bachelor's and master's level in English, I believe. And if not, Ms. Grosso will correct me later on. Yeah, so Ms. Moore, you're welcome to present the Faculty of Engineering next.
Yeah, thank you, Paulina. And hello from my side as well. My name is Christine Moore, and I welcome you from the Faculty of Engineering. And we offer a lot of interesting bachelor's and master's programs in 6 departments. I tried to have the colors of the departments in this presentation. Most of the programs are taught in German, but we also have programs in English. For the German programs, the requirements are an acknowledged high school diploma and, as Paulina already said, a German language knowledge of DSH2. If DSH2 is not yours, you will need at least level A2, because we offer a 1 to 2 semesters of German studies leading to the DSH test before your study program. So you can apply for the German language program first, but you need at least level A2. In case of master's programs, of course, you will need a good pre-knowledge in the respective topic from your bachelor's. And today I would like to draw your attention on our various programs taught in English, which you can see here. You will not need German language knowledge for application, but you will need English proficiency of at least level B2. You can choose programs in the area of chemical and biological engineering, computer science, including IT security and medical engineering, artificial intelligence, electrical engineering with information and communication technology, material science and nanotechnology, and of course, electromobility. Maybe a good idea for you. 3 of these programs are already taught in English at the bachelor's level. The first one is Clean Energy Processes, an interdisciplinary program combining technical and socio-economic aspects with cutting-edge research in hydrogen and chemical production. As you know, Germany is leading in the process of energy transition and has committed itself to use only clean energy for energy generation. Innovations in the field of photovoltaics, wind energy, and hydrogen stem from German researchers. With clean energy processes, students receive a very profound engineering education, precisely built for the challenges of our time regarding the climate crisis. You will have a lot of different job prospects, for example, in energy production, consulting and policy, or sustainable chemical and biological industry. The bachelor's application for winter term 2024 and 25 for international students is possible until July 15th, and the master's application until May 31st, but this may differ for the respective program for other programs. The second program I would like to draw your attention to is in English at the bachelor's level is Artificial Intelligence. It combines a broad, fundamental-oriented basic knowledge with a professional qualification and provides students with initial knowledge of scientific methodology and practice. The basic knowledge and methods acquired in the first semester are applied in the further course of the degree program and are deepened in the areas of data analysis, signal processing, biomedical sciences, and image processing. Students supplement and deepen their specialist knowledge in elective modules. At the end of their studies, graduates know and understand the fundamentals of engineering sciences, in particular mathematics and computer science, with an initial specialization in artificial intelligence. The third program, as on the bachelor's level as well, is Autonomy Technologies, offers a unique combination of electrical engineering and computer science. During the program, you may specialize in one or two areas from the following four possibilities: human system interfaces, networking and collaboration, planning and control, sensing and perception. As you all know, the field of autonomy technologies is rapidly growing, and the market needs engineers prepared to face the challenges and to draw on the potential of this future field. Job opportunities await our graduates in the field of automation and robotics, communication services, industrial services, and many more. So, all in all, you can see our faculty offers a wide range of programs and hopefully an interesting one for you. So back to Paulina. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I think my face is already white enough. The light is making me whiter, but I'll live with it. Yeah, so moving on to a school that you're probably most excited about, just because we do have a real life, Wieso student here. I call it Wieso because in German, for short, this is what we shorten the faculty to, the Faculty of Business, Economics, and Society. And you can see that they have a wide range of studies that they offer. These are the study programs that are offered mostly in German, 3 of them in German, and 2 of them are taught fully in English. And I'm not going to go into detail on every single one because I think Julia can do a much better job on it since, she's the practical living example. But I think the most famous ones are really the international business studies and the international economic studies, because they are taught fully in English. They do have that international aspect in their curriculum as well. And they just draw in a really high number of international students. Now, if you wanted to go on to the master's level, for example, then you actually have a selection of 3 study programs available to you. You could continue the route of the international business studies, and you could, it focuses, like I said, once again, on international companies, on the international roles that they play, and just in general, things like how the management works, etc., etc. Then the Master in International Information Systems, like the name already suggests, focuses on information technology and the role that it plays in today's business society. And just basically focuses on how to manage those information systems, how to optimize them from an economic perspective. And then last but not least, there is the Master of Economics, which once again, as the name suggests, is focused on the intensive knowledge about economics, and you can specialize in different fields that interest you, such as macroeconomics and finance, energy markets and health economics, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going, to bore you further with it, and just hand over to Julia for her to share her personal experience with you.
Thank you, Polina. And just a short question. Do you hear me well? Because I'm afraid I have some problems with microphone.
Yes, so I do hear the printer noise, but I can still hear you over it.
It is my laptop, so I cannot fix that.
Okay, I get it. Now I know the struggle. That's fine. No, I can still
it's
hear
not
you
a
over
problem,
it.
so... Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just the background noise.
So, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia. I'm a Ukrainian student, currently studying at the University of Erlangen-Nürnberg, FAU. And just a few years ago...
I'm sorry.
Yes?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you want to, you can present either in English or also in Ukrainian, if you feel comfortable. I just I understand Ukrainian, but I can't actually speak it, so I just...
I think I will continue in English, so
Okay.
it will be
Okay, just to give you a choice. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, as I said, just a few years ago, I was in the same position as many of you, and I was choosing my future path, my university, country, and study program. And so today I'd like to share a bit of my experience at FAU and my life here in Germany. So let me begin with a bit about myself and my background. I come from Kiev, from Ukraine, and I graduated from school in 2017, was enrolled at the State University of Trade and Economics in Kiev. In 2021, I completed my bachelor's there in international economic relations with specialization in international marketing. After that, I worked for a year as a brand manager at the Ukrainian perfumery and cosmetics company. And that's how I realized that I like what I do and I want to continue to grow in the marketing field. And I decided to continue my studies abroad. So I chose a master's program in marketing at FAU, and I started my studies in 2022, and I've just finishing my third semester. In parallel, I also work as a student assistant at our university's Institute for Factory Automation and Production Systems. And in my free time, I enjoy staying active, doing sports, and play for the local volleyball team. So let me now give you an overview about the program I'm enrolled in. It's a master's degree program in marketing, and it provides a comprehensive education covering various aspects of marketing and market research. For full-time students, it typically lasts for 4 semesters. The curriculum is designed to be interdisciplinary, so blending subjects like marketing, data science, psychology, communication science, information systems, statistics. And it also focuses on practical applications, of course, and highlights current trends such as digital marketing, e-commerce, sustainability management. And there are, of course, some mandatory modules covering product, communication, pricing, and sales management. But you can also choose your specialization in either marketing management like me or marketing research with an optional focus on data science. And what is really good is that you're flexible to choose whatever elective courses you want according to your individual interests and career goals. Next point, FAU students usually benefit from developed international linkages. And although my program is primarily taught in German, there are still many courses offered in English. And additionally, you have the chance to participate in international exchanges with top universities worldwide. And after finishing studies, you have various career opportunities in different fields, including market research, data science, customer relationship management, sales, strategic marketing, planning, controlling. Our school has partnerships with top companies like GfK, BMW, Siemens. So you have a lot of opportunities for internships and projects, and of course for potential employment. Who can apply for this program? So you can easily apply if you have a bachelor's degree in business studies from university. However, if you have a degree in another related subject, but you still have sufficient knowledge of business and statistics, you can also have a chance. And but there are some important things to note. And firstly, it's application deadlines. Master's programs in our university typically begin in the winter semester, which starts in October. Therefore, it's crucial to apply on time and approximately in the spring. But you can apply online, so it makes things easier. And secondly, as I already mentioned, this is a German language program, therefore proficiency in this language is required. For the application, you will need to demonstrate German language skills for the university entrance, such as DSH 2 levels, already mentioned for another faculties. And but you can also choose equivalent test. For example, in my case, it was TestAs C1 level. And if you'd like to get more information about this program or other available courses also in English language, you can visit our school's website. Okay, well, but being a student isn't just about hitting the box. And there are, of course, further important factors like ambience and surrounding atmosphere. And when I was deciding where to study, various cities, including Berlin. But after weighing the options and following advice from others, I settled on campus of the School of Business and Economics and Society is gated. And honestly, it was the best decision I could make. First, Nuremberg is a unique place because it offers the benefits of a big city, like developed infrastructure and ample job opportunities, but it still retains a cozy, compact feel that's comfortable to live in. And I currently live in a modern, well-equipped student residence near the city center with all my essential spots within walking distance, and it makes my life incredibly easier compared to Kiev, for example. And second, there is always something to do in Nuremberg. Personally, I enjoy just walking through its beautiful historic center and parks. Nuremberg has a lot of them. But whether it's shopping, catching a movie, or a culture program, museums, theaters, or simply hanging out with friends in clubs or cafes, you will find it all here. And there are also various festivals around the year, like Christmas market. And plus, there are plenty of interesting destinations, just a short train ride away, like Franconia in Switzerland, nature reserve, or cities like Bamberg, Würzburg, Munich, which is perfect for weekend getaways. Yeah, but what truly sets Nuremberg apart is its people, and I love locals. They are warm, friendly, open-minded, and always willing to help. I felt welcome from the very moment I arrived, which made my integration breeze. And there are also a lot of young people and students that make city vibrant and full of life. And additionally, the presence of a big Ukrainian community, both in Nuremberg and at FAU, adds to your feeling like home here and belonging. So, based on my personal experience, I wholeheartedly recommend you choosing FAU for your studies, whatever faculty, whatever program. It promises to be an unforgettable journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia. It was a great presentation. And Julia, yeah, also mentioned the future job opportunities, which is something that I would like to talk about. She did have a couple of the names on there. So, for example, Adidas was founded basically right around the corner, like half an hour away, which is also where Puma was founded, because Adidas and Puma were actually founded by two brothers. So Puma is also there if you're interested in them. And yeah, just in general, we do have a lot of big companies here, probably Dativ and Siemens being like the biggest ones. Also, obviously, the vehicle industry is pretty heavy here. So if you are looking for a job, especially, you know, when you're not somebody like me who just studied English and then didn't know what to do, but if you come in with a little bit of a plan, and, you know, and you study something, you know, from the faculties that we've just presented, you know, so especially something, you know, in the economic, in the marketing, in the engineering sector, especially then you will have really, truly a great place to live and to work in the future. Just in case you are interested, I know people are finding rankings less important, I think, as time goes on, but just to pick up again what I said in the beginning regarding us being the #1 innovator in Germany, this was based on the Reuters ranking from a couple of years ago. You can also see that we are still ranking highly in the Shanghai ranking, in the QS ranking, in the Nature Index, for example. So if numbers are something that you care about, then we also have them to prove. And I think as some of the last points, once again, I would just like to say that we do, in addition to, you know, just the general studies, like I said before, we do focus on, you know, allowing you to take internships. Some programs such as International Business Studies, my, you know, example, they actually like ask you that you take, for example, some time abroad, you know, that you do an exchange semester, for example, to really, you know, truly, you know, be international. And other faculties, such as, for example, the Faculty of Sciences and Faculty of Engineering, they ask you to do internships to really solidify, you know, your theoretical knowledge. And once you do have that, once you are ready to go out into the world and to apply for a job, then we also have several services that can help you. One of them being the career service, which can help you with, they have several courses targeted at, you know, German residents and international residents, which are slightly different. So the international residents, for example, they can take classes in just how a general German CV or like resume looks like, because there are quite big differences there from country to country. They give you some intercultural like knowledge or perspective to make it easier for you to, you know, to start out for an interview, for the job market, for etc. And at university as well. So I don't think I introduced myself properly in the beginning, or anyone actually. I'm sorry about that. But I am from the international office of FAU, from the one located in Erlangen. There is also a smaller international office at the WISO, at the Business and Economy faculty, where Julia is from. What we do basically is we try, obviously, to make life as easy as possible for the international students. We work mostly with exchange students, but not only with them. And for the regular, so to speak, for the degree-seeking international students, what we do is, like I said, we do work together with the career service. We do offer, for example, a buddy program to help you get set up at the university. We offer different welcome weeks to get to know people. We are about to found actually an ESN, an Erasmus Student Network, which will be a group of students that will organize regular activities for you. This is just, you know, a little heads up for what's to come in the coming months. And all of that we offer without any tuition fees. We only have I think it's 67 euro student service fee to the StudentWorks, which is a nonprofit organization that always works together with any university. And they offer things such as, you know, the dormitories, obviously, that are a lot cheaper to live in than if you were to go into private housing. They also offer psychological counseling free of charge. They have office hours where you can go in for, I know it's called English, but like law advice counseling, once again, free of charge. So the 67 euros in service fees are really worth it. And other than that, we do not have any tuition fees, and we really try to make our international students feel welcome. So if you would like to apply at FAU, I have a slide here. Like Ms. Moore said, for the bachelor's programs, you can apply until the 15th of July. And if you are looking into summer semester study programs, then it would be the 15th of January. For the master's programs, they like to be a little more flexible in, you know, in their deadline. So you might have to check every study program individually just to make sure. But we do also have a website. It's the last link on the slide. this / all degree programs, where you can just kind of, in a drop-down menu, open every single study program one by one and have all of the core information listed there in terms of, when you need to apply, what kind of documents you need, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so if you have any questions, then drop them down below. I can already see that you have a lot of questions, and the good thing is a lot of them are in German, which is really impressive. So thank you so much for having really great German knowledge already and coming in prepared. We really appreciate you, and we think that's really impressive and amazing, because I know German is a hard language to master. Yeah. So if you want any more information that you can't get from today, you can also visit our websites or send us an email. I will link it as well in the Q&A section in a few minutes. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I think we will move on to the questions. I'm just going to scroll up. Yeah, so and with the questions, this is where Ms. Elisabeth Grosso, who I also didn't introduce yet, will come in, because she is the most amazing, most knowledgeable person who works for the study advice service. And so where I can answer only questions that do not relate to academics, she can answer all of your questions that do relate to academics. I'm just finding it a little bit hard to pin. Hold on, I think I did a wrong thing. I am trying to visualize. You don't see it, right? Hold on. Or am I maybe... I forgot how to pin questions to make them... okay, I see it. I see it, never mind. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the first question would be, nach welchem Studienkolleg kann man bei Ihnen studieren?
Wenn man an der FAU studieren möchte und vorab das Studienkolleg besuchen muss, dann wird man dem Studienkolleg in München zugewiesen. Also das Studienkolleg aller bayerischen Universitäten ist in München. An der Uni Erlangen selber gibt es kein eigenes Studienkolleg.
Dankeschön. The next question is, wenn ich die 11. Klasse durch die Entferntlernen beende, ich denke also Online-Learning oder so etwas in der Art, wird mein Zeugnis auch anerkannt? Darf ich nach dem Studienkolleg mit dem ins Uni gehen?
Ja, man kann sich mit dem Zeugnis dann bewerben für das Studienkolleg, und dann muss man eben ein Jahr lang Studienkolleg in München besuchen und kann sich anschließend dann an der FAU bewerben.
Vielen Dank. Die nächste Frage, kann ich mit B2 Englisch Zertifikat und mit ukrainischem Schulabschluss ohne Studienkolleg Artificial Intelligence auf Englisch studieren?
Leider nein. Das Schulabschlusszeugnis aus der Ukraine berechtigt nicht zum direkten Studium an einer Universität. Man muss auf jeden Fall vorher das Studienkolleg besuchen, und für das Bayerische Studienkolleg in München muss man Deutschkenntnisse auf mindestens Niveau B2 nachweisen, auch wenn man hinterher auf Englisch studieren möchte.
Dankeschön. Dann gibt es hier noch... Moment, jetzt bin ich ein bisschen verwirrt von der Anzeige, weil es sich auf eine Chatnachricht bezieht. Moment, guten Tag, erzählen Sie bitte mehr über die Richtung Life Science Engineering, und ist das Richtung M oder in T in Studienkolleg? Vielleicht können Sie, Frau Grosse, die zweite Frage beantworten.
Ja, also für Life Science Engineering, das ist ein ingenieurwissenschaftlicher Studiengang, deshalb muss man dann T-Kurs im Studienkolleg besuchen.
The next question is, how much does it cost to study in English? And once again, German or English is free of charge. The only thing you'll have to pay is the student services fee, which is 67 euros at the moment per semester. Do you have the pre-study program? Is it available for foreigners?
Pre-study program is Studienkolleg, and this is in Munich. Other pre-study programs, with the exception of German language courses, if you mean that, we offer German language courses for study preparation. You need level E2 in German in order to apply.
Thank you. The next question is, how realistic is it to get a Deutschlandstipendium for Ukrainian? I actually don't know. I know that the Deutschlandstipendium itself is very hard to get.
But also Ukrainians can apply for the Deutschlandstipendium. You need a special grade in German grading system, good grades to apply for, and then if you have good luck, you will get a German Deutschlandstipendium.
The next question is, can a Ukrainian student participate in exchange programs, and what are the conditions for applying to such programs? So this is a question perfect for me. So in order for a Ukrainian student to be able to participate in an exchange program, let's say with the FAU specifically, in order to participate in that, you would need to have an inter-institutional agreement, is what it's called, basically an Erasmus agreement or some other kind of agreement between two schools, between your school and between FAU, for example, that says, hey, we will be sending exchange students back and forth. So without any such agreement, we cannot participate. We do have, I think in Kharkiv and in Kyiv, we do have partner universities, and in some other city, but I don't know the names of the universities. I'm very sorry about that. I would have to look it up in our database. But basically what you could do is at your home university, ask the international students what kind of, the international office, I'm sorry, what kind of agreements they have with which other universities. And if they have an agreement with FAU, you can come to us. If they have an agreement with another university in Germany, then unfortunately you will have to go there. But basically it just all depends on which contracts the two universities have set up. The next question is, from which course can I apply for scholarships as a young researcher, and what is the application procedure, specifically for the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung? So the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung, along with just most scholarships in Germany, is funded by an external organization, has nothing to do with the universities. So you would have to look up the requirements yourself and also apply yourself. So the chances just depend on, you know, what kind of documents you submit, how well you do on the application. Because FAU itself, we don't really offer scholarships because we are a public university. We do not collect tuition fees. So there's nothing in that field that we can offer. The next question is, does the time of submission of documents somehow depend on the academic degree? I think you mean the application, because in terms of the application, that would be the last slide of the presentation, where basically bachelor's programs, you have to submit the documents, the application documents until 15 July or 15 January. But for master and PhD programs, you would have to check it like a little bit closer. And for PhDs, actually, we don't have, you know, like a system, so to speak. You would have to basically contact a professor that you like, that you know, would like to also work in the same study field, and then ask them if they would like to be your PhD supervisor, from what I understand. Yeah, but we don't have programs for PhDs, so to speak. Do you have information days for applicants in face-to-face format? I know we go on some, what do you call them? On some fairs in person, for example. I know a colleague of mine was in Cologne at a student fair recently. Ms. Grosse, you unmuted yourself, you probably...
We offer the Schülerinfotage in September each year. On 3 days, we show all our programs, and all students are welcome to take part.
Yeah, and it happens at FAU, so you would have to be here in person. But yeah, you're right, there are several days of programs. If I have an Aufenthaltstitel from the documents for the purpose of temporary protection, do I need to issue a student visa before submitting documents? No. So regarding your residence permit and your studies, those are, like, you don't need one to apply to the other, if that makes sense. So we, like, to us, your residence title doesn't matter, we never check it. But the other way around, it does matter. So the immigration authority will be asking you what you're doing in Germany, so that is true, but we will never ask for your residence title. So you don't need that in order to apply at FAU. Regardless what kind of residence title you have, we won't check it and we will accept you. Welche Physikstudiengänge für Bachelor und Master gibt es? Would be the next question.
Es gibt den Bachelor und den Master Physik. Der Bachelor ist auf Deutsch und der Master auf Englisch.
Thank you. Okay, the next question. I read in the news that FAU recently opened a new computer center. Will it somehow affect the emergence of new specialties or a new place for practice? Ooh, I don't know that. Miss Mom is cross or no?
No.
Okay, so we don't know. We will wait and see. Oh, explain about the European Research Council grants, please. I have no idea. Do any of you know?
No.
Okay, no, this is something, just refer to the website, I guess, see if there's a contact person, and yeah, then please ask them about it. So no extra tests are needed to apply, just a high school diploma. I guess this depends on what study program you are referring to. And if you are Ukrainian, you will probably need a Studienkolleg, as we've discussed. Yeah. Yeah, but once again, it just depends on the study program. So for example, if you wanted to study French, you would probably need some kind of, French language knowledge certificate. If you wanted to apply for the master in, I don't know, data science, you would need once again to prove that you have been, studying something scientific before. So it just depends on what study program and what level you are applying to.
And if you want to apply for artificial intelligence or autonomy technology bachelor degree program, you have to pass a qualification assessment test. It's an online test via an online platform here at FAU, and only if you have passed the test, you can enroll in this degree program.
Thank you. The next question is, I saw on your website a large list of scholarships by specialty. With whom can I discuss this topic in more detail regarding specific specialties? We do have a list where we just list a bunch of organizations that offer scholarships. We do have, please correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Crosse, do you want to say something? Because if you want to, you can. We do have an office that works on that, right?
We have some ideas to, oh, my English is so bad. Wir haben ja die Stipendienvergabe, die soll jetzt zukünftig im IBZ angegliedert sein, und dann gibt es vielleicht auch eine Stipendienberatung dazu, aber das ist alles im Aufbau.
Okay. Yeah, so Ms. Grosso, for the English speakers of you, says that there might be a future, info point regarding scholarships and, regarding information about that, but they're still just building it up. For now, we really just have the list of different scholarship organizations that we have listed on the website, but you would have to, check them individually. Since we are not the ones offering the scholarships, we also can only offer limited information. So for now, there is no service center for that yet. How many students are in grant/graduate programs, and does the possibility of getting a grant depend on the major? So once again, we do not issue any grants, any scholarships. There is one exception that so the international office does actually offer a scholarship for international students in their last year of their master studies, I believe. I would have to check with my colleague who works on that, what the criteria are, but it's also listed on our website along with the other scholarships. But other than that, we really, once again, public university, no tuition fees, no grants, no scholarships. I'm really, really sorry. But the good thing about that is, once again, we do not collect any tuition fees. So you do not have any, cost waiting for you, except for, your normal everyday private life, so to speak, so you have your rent, you have your food, but you don't have to pay anything toward the university, but you also unfortunately therefore do not get any grants from the university. But you can check the website in terms of, the private scholarship offers. What programs can be conducted on double degree courses? Once I would have to Google, hold on, because there are, I think, 7 of them. But if you Google FAU double degree, which is what I'm doing right now, oh, sorry. Ms. Grosso?
Yes, it's a list of double degree programs, several programs, and you can find it on our website if you search for double degree programs.
So I just posted the link in the chat. Yeah, and then the next question is, can a student from another university access the FAU digital library? Ooh, I don't think so. I know that, so like quick disclaimer, I'm really sorry, but I did not study at FAU. And I don't think you can access other libraries. Some of the documents might be, you know, like open to everyone, but most of the documents I think are really just based on like from like one university can only access them, and then only the next university can only access their documents, I believe. No? You're welcome to correct me, but this was my experience. Okay, and then the next question, if the originals of the documents are now in Ukraine and there is no way to pick them up from the university yet, is it possible to submit an application with translations of copies of the documents?
Normally, you need certificate, officially certified copies of your documents to apply. I think there are no exceptions.
Okay, the next question is about the EELISA exchange program and what is it? So EELISA or ELISA, you can actually find them on, I think it's just, let me find what their website is. So they do have an like elisa.fau.de website. There is also like a main website. What the ELISA is basically an association, a European association, where several universities have partnered up together. Hold on, let me just, before I tell you the wrong university names, I will just look up their website. And basically what they do is, hold on, yeah. So the Budapest Technological University is part of it. The École de Pont Paris Tech is part of it, just to name a couple of them. I think what's another one that's like pretty important. Yeah, so Polytechnica de Madrid is part, Université Paris Sciences et Lettres is also part of it. So there are several of them in there. And basically what they do is they have formed an alliance, and between these universities, you are able to take things such as internships a little bit easier. You can go there for different, you know, like for an exchange period, so to speak. You can work on some research programs, and it's just basically, it's like Erasmus, but it's possible to do it in a shorter time span and to do like more practical work, so to speak. And it's just a cooperation, a network of universities. And I think you have to be an Erasmus university in order to be able to participate in the network. And since FAU is an Erasmus university, and I think all, or at least most of those universities also Erasmus partners, you can basically just, you know, have an exchange easier, and you can have more practical stays easier as well. Okay, so there's another question regarding life sciences and what it is. I don't know if, does anybody want to answer it?
A little bit. I can tell a little bit. So it's the courses are, it's a technology course with focus on biotechnology or biomedical engineering. Also, chemical engineering is involved, and you learn things about combining engineering and the biological, environmental parts. And it is good to develop new products in this direction. Maybe you have heard of this bio, how do you call it? The bio of making things from some. Mir fällt das Wort nicht ein, von dem aus Gerüste von irgendwelchen Pflanzen, Tieren, insbesondere Pflanzen, da kann man dann besondere Konstruktionen
the
draus
DNA
bauen.
you mean, or like what? Do you
Ja,
mean the DNA?
Wie bitte?
Or like
Nein,
the
nicht
DNA
DNA,
is
nein,
also
einfach nur den Bauplan einer
I have no
einer
idea.
Pflanze zum Beispiel, oder sieht man
Yeah.
zum Beispiel auch in Singapur, die haben ja so ganz tolle Bäume da und also irgendwie so Stabilität, die man aus der Biologie baut. Es gibt ein Wort dafür, es fällt mir nicht ein.
Ich
Bionic.
nicht technisch.
Bionic.
Bionic.
Maybe auch direction bionic. That you can think of making technical things out of plants which are in nature, which are in special leaf structure or such, for example. Or also in the masters, they do something about food technology. So it's an area which is, I think, also for the new for the world in future, it's very important.
Yeah. Thank you for answering. Good question. So the next one is also going to be a tough question. At the moment, I have completed 11 semesters of medical university in Ukraine. I have a confirmed B2 level of English. In August, there will be B2 German. Do I have any opportunities to get into the medical/biological field?
If you want to apply for medicine at FAU, you need German language proficiency on at least C1, C2 level. This is a prerequisite for application. And medicine is a degree program with admission restriction, and it's very competitive. Only 5% of the study places are available for non-European citizens.
Thank you. And the next question is, hello, this year I will graduate from the second year of Ukrainian University. Can I apply to you in the specialty of information technology? What grades will be taken into account for admission?
If you have just finished the second year of a Ukrainian university, you have a so-called subject-specific university entrance qualification. That means that you can apply for the same field or closely related subjects. And what grades you need depends if the program has an admission restriction or not. Most of our technical degree programs all technical bachelor degree programs have no admission restriction. That means you must only have successfully finished at least 1 year at the university in Ukraine, and then you can apply for that degree program, and maybe you need the German or English language skills also.
Thank you. The next question is, do you have any age restrictions for entering the university? Elizabeth, correct me if I'm wrong. I think mostly you can, yeah, go ahead.
Only for medicine, you cannot apply if you are older than 55 years, but this will not be the case, I think.
Yeah, and for everything else, you just need to be aware that there might be some difficulties if you are only 16, 17. You will have to sign the enrollment certificate. It does have to be signed by a legal adult, I believe. There are rental contracts that are going to be involved, health insurance contract that you need, because in Germany you need to have sufficient health insurance in order to be able to study. So this will be something that you might, just encounter. So just be aware of that. The next question is, can I study in English for the first year and then after I've improved my German, transfer to a German-speaking degree? I think usually yes. The next question is, does the university offer any housing? And yeah, as I've said before, we do not have any tuition, therefore we do not have any housing. But you do pay this 67 euro service fee to the Studentenberg, to the student service organization, and they do offer dormitory space, but I don't think there's any city in Germany where the dormitory space actually, we don't have dormitory space for the 40,000 students that we have. so the dormitory waiting lists are pretty long. So definitely apply in advance, and also be ready to look on your own, so to speak. I don't know what the pricing is, but I think like 300 to 400 euro definitely, yeah, should be. I looked it up, I think, a year ago, so I don't want to give you like anything wrong, but back then I think it was 300, 400. Yeah. The next question. Gibt es Privilegien, wenn der ukrainische Abschluss mit Auszeichnung ist?
Nein, leider nicht.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going to try to scroll down to something we haven't answered yet. Is it possible to start a degree course at FAU while studying at Studienkolleg?
No, it's not
Mhm.
possible.
What else? I think this is basically something we answered, if it's possible to start studying after 5 semesters in Ukraine.
Yes, you have this subject-specific university entrance qualification, and you can apply for a degree program in the same field or closely related subjects.
Mhm. Thank you. Then the next thing, what insurances are mandatory and where to get them? So the ones that are mandatory for studies is the health insurance, as I've said. If you just Google German statutory health insurance, there's a website actually that lists several companies that offer statutory, so like public health insurance, and we definitely recommend it. It's around 120 euros per month, but it's the best thing. There are also a lot of students that say, hey, this is too expensive, and they go for like slightly shady private insurance companies. They only pay then 60 or 80 euros per month, but you really have a lot of upfront costs. They can deny you at any time. They can cancel your contract at any time. I've had 2 students in the past 3 months that became pregnant and got kicked out of their health insurance plan. So if you can, please get the statutory health insurance. Do not mess around with like the 80 euro insurances. It's really not worth it. If anything happens to you, you catch COVID, you have long-term effects, you get into an accident, you get pregnant, anything like that, they kick you out immediately. So go for the statutory insurance. Yeah, but other than that, for your studies, there's nothing you specifically need. Everything else is, like liability insurance or accident insurance. You might need that if you work in a lab, for example. But in terms of just basic studies, you only need your health insurance. A question for Julia, finally. What is the most difficult thing about the first year of study?
Okay, personally, it was my first semester. It was the most challenging. And first of all, because the study format, because in masters you have more flexibility and more responsibility. You need to plan your own studies, and you need to arrange and organize your schedule, and no one provides you the there is no person, one person who can provide you the complete information, so you need to be ready to search on your own and to spend more time on it. Then second, it was the exams format. It is still different in comparison to Ukrainian and to Bachelor. And the third, it was personally for me. I studied marketing in Ukrainian in Bachelor, and here I needed to switch to German, and I needed to rearrange all the technical terms in my in my brain, in my mind, and it was a little bit challenging. But after the first semester, you get used to it, and now it's easy.
Yes, I can definitely second, what you said about the schedule. My sister actually, she studied biology at FAU for a short time, and she just got her schedule, printed out, and it was like, be here at this time in this classroom. I studied at a different university, and I studied languages, and they basically just said, here's our website, have fun like creating your own schedule. And there was zero guidelines, and I think this is the case for most students in Germany actually, where they just kind of drop you and say good luck with your schedule, but like no guidance. So you kind of, but it's really a bonding experience between the other students and you to figure out how to create the schedule. And, you know, after 1 or 2 semesters, you do realize how beneficial it is, because you don't have to be at any one place at any given time. You can really just focus on what subjects you like, you know, what time you like to, you know, get up, you know, have your breakfast, or what time you like to study. So it's really beneficial as well. Can I work part-time while studying? Yes, that is also possible. There are different regulations. I'm not going to go into detail there, but you can definitely work while studying. Just depends on what your residence permit says in terms of like how many hours and stuff. What else? Which Studienkolleg do you recommend? Like Elisabeth said before, you would be automatically allocated to Munich if you apply anywhere in Bavaria, right?
At university, if you want to apply at a University of Applied Science, you must visit the Studienkolleg in Coburg.
Okay, what else? I think this will be our last question. Welche Studiengänge sind für Forschungen in Physik und oder Chemie? Wo soll ich studieren, um naturwissenschaftlich arbeiten und etwas zu entwickeln? I think since you already said naturwissenschaftlich, I think unless Christina wants to like steer you away from the Faculty of Sciences to the Faculty of Engineering.
Yeah, at our university, the Faculty of Sciences is different from the Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Sciences is more, I think, research science, and the Faculty of Engineering is more, of course, you can do research, but it's more applied research. So you will maybe develop devices or different things. So it's up to you what you prefer, if you would like to be more in science, or to be more in technical things, more in developing technical devices or solutions for people. So so we have chemistry, and we have chemical and biological engineering. So it's in chemistry you learn a lot of chemistry, and in chemical and biological engineering you learn a lot of chemistry and biology and engineering, mathematics, and all these things. So you have to decide, and you have to look at the different programs which suits you best.
Thank you. Any last questions maybe for Julia that you might have? Because I think the rest we covered in some point. Or did somebody want to answer this, because I didn't select it?
TestAs is not required for application at FAU, and it is not taken into account. We accept several language certificates. It depends if you need a German or an English language certificate. A German certificate accepted at FAU are TestAs, Goethe certificate, TELC, C1 Hochschule, and you will find a list on our website.
Yeah, so the student services, they do provide some context, but you would basically have to either go on our website or on the student services website to find the information. I think like the other questions we've answered in some shape or form. So yeah, like in my opinion, we can conclude it. If it's all right with you. Once again, if you have any last questions for Julia, feel welcome to ask them. But in regards to the other questions, we have already answered them in some shape or form. Okay, I don't think I see anything else. So definitely thank you so much for speaking such great German and for being with us today. And yeah, big thanks to Christine Mohr from the Faculty of Engineering, for Elisabeth Grosso from the Study Advice Service for being here, and especially to Julia for the amazing presentation and for answering your questions. And yeah, so thank you very much. and I wish everyone a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.